Maybe someday I'll find happiness. Not today.
Seth got the waves.
Good afternoon, everybody. We made it to Sunday. Definitely, I feel it's Sunday because it has been a very slow day so far. Managed to do little stuff. Also, woke up and got up after 8:15, which usually doesn't happen. I always try to wake up at 7, if not before. It's just like to keep the routine going, and then to help my sleep in the evening. But let's not go into that. Managed to do a bit of uni work, and also cooked a nice quiche. I didn't show you, but I can tell you it was very good. Aside from that, the tasks for today are not a lot. Apart trying to do as much uni work as possible. There is no scheduled training, if not an optional run that I'm keep on postponing. So I was supposed to do that at lunch, then I didn't go at lunch. Now I'm working at some uni stuff and recording this video, so at least for the next hour I will not go. I will try to go at 6. Now I'm saying this, but you will discover through the video if I've actually gone for a run, and the importance of this this run itself is not the training of the week that needs to be done. Also because I'm already at the 12 hour of effective trainings, which is in line with previous weeks. So the run is not necessary, but it's more for mental fortitude. It's like I said something, and now I said something to myself. It's not that I said it to anybody else, but I said something to myself, and now I need to do that. So I will try to stick to that plan and go for the run from 6 to 7. Aside from that, since already a week has passed, and I was just saying the trainings just before they were happening, maybe it is coherent if I give an overview of what the training is gonna look like for the next 4. Is it 4? Yes, for the next 4 weeks. Until the team leaves for the training camp in Spain. I will not go to the training camp, but that's another story that I will address when we're gonna get there. So this is how it looks. So it goes from Monday to Saturday, and then there is an optional run. In this case, it's marked as run, but general activity. Can be also a bike ride, a row, whatever. But going in order, start the week always starts easily, just to ease off and getting some confidence straight out of the first sessions. And it's just about 12k on the erg, so 45-50 minutes on the erg at low intensity, so zone 1, zone 2, and then immediately after lifting some weights in the gym. Also, I will not go specifically into the weight training I'm doing now. Maybe that's gonna be another Sunday. I was saying immediately after the erg, we go to the gym and we lift some weight. Then Tuesday, it's kind of a big day training wise, because the morning always consists of 60 minutes at least of steady states, and then since January, so since 1 week ago, I've started adding some sprints after the steady states, just to polarize the training, and train what in cycling would be Z6. In rowing you can call it anaerobic power, so being able to sustain high power for a time span that goes from 20 to 1 minute, 20 seconds to 1 minute. So the training is then just split into a first part of steady state to, let's say, pre-fatigue the body and also get more Z2 volume in, and then this anaerobic power, where I basically now I do 5 sprint by 40 seconds on the erg, of course, on the erg. Then in the afternoon of Tuesday we have a session that I really like, and it's 24 intervals of 2 minutes and 30 seconds rest in between. So basically it's a long chunk of intervals, and what you can do is you do 8, 8, 8, so 3 blocks of 8, and you simply do 2 at 20, 2 at 22, 2 at 24, and 2 at 26. And this short intervals of 2 minutes allows you to try to put into as much power as possible, but also being as sharp technique wise as possible. So basically you build your strength by trying to moving the boat further every stroke, but you also build your technique. And managing to building technique when you are applying a lot of power is always a good thing, because then eventually that's what you're going to do during the race. So now that it's January, we practice that at lower rates, so between 20 and 26, but eventually this can also, you can still keep on doing the same session, but then the ranges switch from for example 24 to 30, but that's more like a May session, and it becomes kind of intense with those stroke ranges. But this is Tuesday. Then moving to Wednesday, we have a gym session in the morning, easy, at the sports center, and then steady state row in the evening, 4 by 20 minutes. Here is with rate variation, and here we go. We do like 5 minutes chunks inside the 20 minutes, and for example 18, 20, 22, 20, and then or 20, 22, 24, 22. We do a mix of this in between, just to get the ability of choosing which rate do we want to row, and still manage to do the same movement at every stroke rate. So then eventually you feel almost the same at 18 and 24 at the both end of the spectrum, because the intensity is moderate. So definitely a nice steady state training with just some variation to just keep it more interactive. Then we get to the Thursday session. Thursday is always a threshold session. So I already talked about that a couple of videos ago. It's gonna be still 1 time 10 by 4 minutes, and then I'm gonna switch to the 4 by 10 minutes, and it's rate between 26 and 28. And there is nothing special about this session, if not just trying to push as much watts as possible in these stroke rate ranges. Then Friday we have the 10 by 1500 meters at 20 and 24. Now this 20-24 range, usually this is the beginning of a progression. This is a kind of workout you start to do in January, and it's a mixture of steady state, where you try to recover in the ones at 20, but still when you try to recover when still applying power, because you want to move always the boat as far as possible for every stroke. And then in the one at 24 you push a bit more on the power and you focus on the power and clean. Always same concept as for the 24 by 2 minutes. It's just using short interval to focus a lot on technique and power at the same time. And then eventually over the season this session changes the stroke range, and then you just go up higher and higher, and then it becomes more of a threshold session, but that's for later in the season. On Friday in the afternoon we do also another gym session, the last gym session of the week, and then we move on to Saturday. Saturday, as I mentioned yesterday, is the endurance day of the winter, where you try to just stack up as much mileage as possible. And then in this case is just marked by 13 minutes with 2 minutes of rest, so it's active rest where you do exercise, so in total it comes out at 2 hours, and this is the equivalent of doing 8 by 3k, and you do that one at 18 and one at 22. The one at 22 is a bit tougher, and the one at 18 is just to try to recover in the middle and focusing on technique. Of course, like the focus whenever there is a boat session, it's not just about pulling, it's also about putting as much power as possible with technique, and in this case is also about efficiency, because the interval gets a bit longer, so you want to be efficient and have an economic stroke, that you don't do too much effort for speed. And then we close Saturday with the final easy session, so just 60 minutes of tech, sometimes also in a bit of different boat, like a quad, a 4, cox 4, a double. So that can always change. It's just like finishing the day easily, not too much pressure on this session. Just try to do some drills. I don't row a lot of drills during the other session. If I want to do some specific rowing drill, I do them in this session. And this session closes the, let's say, mandatory trainings, and then there is a 12th session on Sunday that, as I said, is optional. Physiologically this has no impact, so it is there. It is a good thing to know that it's there. It's just about my personal feeling to do it or not, also depending on study loads and stuff. But this was an overview of what I will be doing in the next 4 weeks. The idea behind this program is gonna stay basically the same, but intensity and stroke rate wise things are gonna change, and as soon as we hit March and April, stroke rate are gonna shift up. The overall planning in the spring is just like gradually increasing the stroke rate such that the body adapts to that, and then what was like, if 24 now is feeling a bit 24, 26 is feeling a bit awkward, the goal is in April having 24, 26 feeling very comfortable, so then you can go on higher stroke rate even with more ease. With that said, I think this was a long enough discussion. I don't have a lot more to add to that, and also on the day itself is kind of a monotonous day. Nothing really important is happening, like as majority of Sundays. I'm curious to see if I will do the run eventually. You will discover that. But aside from that, I think I will not evaluate anything tonight. So this is it for today, and we're gonna see tomorrow at the beginning of a new week.